Amon-Ra St. Brown is talking some ish. What I found out is some people don't like him because he talk too much. He's bold, he's brash. And like I said before about receivers, man, I hear a lot of people in the comment section say, well, Tyreek is too much of a diva. Man, diva and antics are synonymous with wide receivers. There's not a lot of humble, great wide receivers or good wide receivers. They come with their issues. A.J. Brown, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. The exceptions were guys like Herman Moore. The Lions had two really great exceptions. Herman Moore, Calvin Johnson. Those are exceptions. Larry Fitzgerald was a pro's pro. Jerry Rice, the greatest, and I don't think it's a debate. Marvin Harrison, but then when you start hearing some stories about Marvin Harrison, outside of outside of the field of play, he was from Philly, so what do you expect? Marvin Harrison, man, dude, he was facing a homicide, dude. If y'all didn't know, Marvin Harrison was a thug. But he's just one of them dudes that don't take no shit. Shout out to my Philly players. But I gotta make this light. I swear to God, I do not want to miss this light, and I know I'm getting in trouble. That light, 2 seconds, bro. I had to make it, bro. I had to do it for the culture. But nonetheless, oh man, that's just come with receivers. You having choir boys on the team, I ain't saying you need a Bill Romanowski, but you need choir boys on it. You need choir boys. You need, loudmouth guys. You need those guys. You need rah-rah guys. You need guys that put batteries in the team back. That's why I like C.J. Gardner-Johnson somewhere. He talks too much. You need those guys on the team. Rasheed Wallace, I guarantee you need those guys. Sometimes there are necessary pressures that come from your teammates. Sometimes your teammates hype you up. You used to hear Mark Jackson say he used to hype Reggie Miller here when they played against the Knicks. You really think John Starks? They really think John's... I'm just telling you, man. You just be wanting to pow some of these drivers, bro. You was too fat to be in that car. Let's keep it real. You couldn't even turn the wheel. Nonetheless. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown, basically, he turned around and said that they wanted to be on the Eagles' schedule week 1 and show the Eagles what they would have done to them had they played them in the NFC Championship game. My stance on it is this. He said on this podcast, man, my stance is this. Y'all didn't make it. Now, I have a homie. He a 49er fan. And he always liked the matchup versus the 49ers. And he felt that the Lions would match up well and shred the Eagles. Just off the matchup. And apparently, Amon-Ra St. Brown feels the exact same way. That they feel like they're slice and dice up the the Eagles. But, I mean, week 1, really, do you want to say that game for week 1? That seemed like a middle of the year game or the end of the year game, but we thought the 49ers was going to be a meaningful year in the end game. So, me personally, I have no issue with it, but you didn't make it. And I don't think you didn't make it because of St. Brown. He played well. He has the right to talk. He has the numbers. He has the toughness. He has the grit. He has the merit to talk. And you can't say, well, he hasn't won anything. That's really not a receiver's award. Quarterbacks are judged on wins and losses and getting to the Super Bowl and stuff. And that's why you get a guy like not Peyton Manning, but Calvin Johnson that gets into the Hall of Fame and retire early because he was great. You don't measure receivers and running backs by Super Bowl. It helps, help Terrell Davis get in with a short career, and that's one of my favorite backs. But no, because that's really not, it's a quarterback's record. It helps other players, but, quarterback. That's how they measure quarterbacks a lot of the times. That's what stopped Jim Kelly from probably being solid in the top 10 conversation. Stopped Dan Fouts from really being in that conversation. He was part of some really high-powered offenses out there in San Diego with the Chargers. So he has the merit to talk, and you need those guys. You need people that's going to talk shit. You need arrogant guys on your team. You need a balance. Everybody think you're supposed to be these choir boys that, they're nice and they're respect. No, you need some arrogant motherfuckers. You need some headbangers. You need little crazy people. You need the arrogant people. You need a balance. Imagine if the world didn't have a healthy balance of people. I mention this all the time on my video. One of my favorite movies to watch is Pleasantville. It has Paul Walker, Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon. I believe it came out in 1999. Paul Walker, rest in peace to him. They're in this movie, and it's, basically, Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon get sucked into a TV show. Tobey Maguire is watching this TV show. It's a marathon about Pleasantville. It's a place where it's perfect, and it's so perfect that it's boring. And long story short, Reese Witherspoon, who don't know much about the show but gets sucked into the show, she turns the show off. She shows them what sex is, and, as she starts to show their imperfections, it's a black and white TV show, and they start to get color. And they're like, what the fuck is this color? It started to have fires, and they started to get color. So if, the world was just filled with great and nice citizens, it would be boring. Hate to say it, you need a few criminals. Not a lot. You need law-abiding citizens. You need God-fearing people. You need people that think the opposite way. The world is a balance. And the balance is never equal between good and bad. It's never, it's like a relationship. Oh, 50-50. It ain't really never 50-50. Sometimes it's 100-0. Sometimes you just ain't got it, she got it. Sometimes she ain't got it, you got it. Sometimes y'all right there in the middle sometimes. Somewhere you hear, sometimes you hear. Sometimes it's 60-40, 70-30. So yeah, you need that balance of individuals like St.Brown. So I like the confidence. I wouldn't mind the Eagles game to open the season up. They opened it up versus Kansas City, did their thing versus Kansas City. But in my opinion, I think I say that for the middle of the season to be safe. But the Eagles, they're a hell of a team. It was a team that I was worried about all season. When they added Saquon Barkley, I knew they was going to be a problem. And without Saquon Barkley, even with the #1 defense, they don't win. And then you got fans who are turning around and saying that they're turning around and they're saying that the Lions took, Tyrion over Cooper DeJean and over, he was better. And Quinyon Mitchell was, my thing is this, it's 1 year. And Tyrion Arnold was in a very, very particular space last year where that front seven was decimated. And that back end really suffered. And I thought he played well. Some of the pass interference calls I didn't agree with. But I thought he played very, very well. I think he had one of the lowest completion rates against at one point of the season towards the end. So I felt like he played good. Yeah, I like it, man. Bark your shit, man. You earned it. And if they play the Eagles, they play the Eagles, man. I have nothing against the Eagles. I think they're a phenomenal organization. But I say this, all right? I say this. I did not know this till I seen this on Instagram. When people act like Howie Roseman is perfect. And I ain't saying that he ain't the best general manager, out there with Brad Holmes. And I didn't know they took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. I didn't know that. Man, if they would have got Justin Jefferson, think about how more dangerous the Eagles would have been. They wouldn't have had to trade draft capital for AJ Brown. Shout out to AJ Green, though. Shout out to Georgia. And they would have had him. Oh, man. Jeez Louise, right? So, but yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Check out the Trail Line Stop playlist. Let me know what the comment section be.